on earth is going on here?
So you got your hydroponics here.
Yes.
You're growing tomatoes.
Tomatoes, peppers, all kinds
And
of
that's
things.
pretty cool because it's the end of the season, but you're just starting them. Boy, it's a whole thing, eh?
Mm-hmm.
So you got a pump going.
And the water is in this pipe here and
Well,
goes
the reservoir is
in
the thing at the bottom. The pump shoots the water through the pipes into the grow chambers.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sorry. So those are grow chambers.
Yeah.
And this is your cat food.
No.
I knew that. What is it?
It's clay pebbles.
Clay pebbles?
Yep, they're just designed to keep moisture very, very well. This thing is even on. It hasn't been on for 3 days, and it's still very moist.
They are moist. They're wet.
Yeah.
Wet-ish. And so how does the hydroponics work?
All right, let me show you. Good. So the pump sucks it out of here. That one's not in use. This line is shooting it. So if you take a look, for example, well, can't see the sprays, but there are spray things which shoot from this.
Mm-hmm.
And the idea is to get onto those roots and have them getting air and water at the same time. And then this thing is just the flow thing. I can change the height of the water. And it's just a grow chamber.
And what is it growing out of? Like, they're looking very healthy. Look at how big those leaves are.
Just plant food. It's a
So we
3-part
wouldn't call
series.
this organically grown.
No, it is. These are organics.
Really?
Yep.
And did you start these as babies or as seeds?
Yep. Use these to start them as seeds. So those trays are almost done. Like, nothing seems to be coming up, and I don't want to contaminate one system to the other, so I'm going to have to get rid of them soon.
So these are not germinating.
No, but they could. There's still another 8 or 9 days that it's possible something could come out.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you notice, I've got 1, 2...
Are you
3.
worried now? How much power does this thing use, like for growing these?
Well, these guys here are 90 watts each.
Okay.
So less than a regular incandescent
So you're not
light
going
bulb.
to be seen from the helicopters
Oh,
or
good
from
God,
the
no.
as
This
a
thing
grow
here is-
op or something.
No. This thing here turns on, I think, once an hour for about 5 minutes. And during that, it's 154 watts over the whole hour. So,
And so how come you use purple light?
because it's to get them to grow faster.
Oh, really? Purple light?
Regular bulbs produce the entire spectrum. It looks nice, but the plants only use certain parts of the spectrum.
So you're wasting a whole bunch of energy then.
Precisely.
Yeah.
These guys only produce what they actually use, which allows me to increase the intensity of what the plants can get and grow faster while decreasing energy costs.
So-
This is only here for when I'm down here.
Right. And so when the water comes through now, are they normally sitting in water and the water is refreshed when you put more through it, or how does
Well,
it work?
I can change the height of the water, so right now, these guys are basically sitting in water.
Right.
But they also have a certain amount of air at the top, so there is circulation from off the tube. Once they all get to be about that size, I'm going to lower it down so there's maybe half an inch of water at the bottom, and they get more of the sprays.
Oh, I see.
If you have them sitting in water, you are doing hydroponics.
Right.
Your output, I believe, is something like 200 to 250 times the normal output of the garden.
So this is not hydroponics then?
While the flow valve is up, it's hydroponics.
Okay.
If I push the flow valve down, they get their water off of the spray lines that is shooting the water.
Right.
That's aeroponics. That has a grow rate of about 400% of a regular garden. So this thing by itself should be able to feed a family of 4 constantly.
Is this your whole operation?
Yeah, pretty much. Every other one of these can turn the other direction using this thing. to allow for more space. And I've got 20, I think about 23 slots I can still add more plants in. And then this thing here is the second system I've got set up. I just don't have actually turned on. There's no seeds in there yet. My seeds are still germinating. But when I plug that in, essentially how it works.
So those will have plants in them that
Yeah.
get water through them all the time?
Yeah, this system is not really good for roots. So if you want to grow carrots, if you want to grow stuff that grows underneath, that's a problem. It's excellent for tomatoes and other rosette.
Right.
This system is extremely good if you want to grow large plants, one giant thing out, or if you want to grow lots of carrots, root things. This system will do a very good job of it. And they have other odds and ends. These are both produced by the same company. So depending upon what you want to grow, there's pretty much a system for it.
So you can fill this all up with different plants,
Yeah.
and they will grow 400 times as big or fast, or...
The amount of produce you get from an aeroponic system is supposed to be about 400 times that which you would get from basically growing outdoors.
Now, how much would a system like this cost?
This one here, I think I picked up for about $600. That one I think I got for about $300. These guys are about $300 each.
Wow.
Well, lights are always expensive. They will last the longest. They have the best stuff out of them. So
Now, are those the bulbs? Are the bulbs the $300 part?
no, they're LEDs.
So,
There's no bulbs.
I see.
So they're not hot. They'll never break. They've got a little bit of fan going on there, so there is no problems, which LEDs always have to have. And they're extremely low wattage. I have the little thing over there to check humidity levels, but if you put this system into a very small enclosed spot, you will get higher humidity levels. If you put into a regular spot, the humidity is fine. Like that thing there is
Do you
saying-
want higher humidity, or...
No, not really. If I get higher humidity, it could be a problem with the house.
Right.
And I don't want a problem with the house. So long as I keep the humidity in around the 50 range, that's where it is normally for the basement anyways.
So, and the plants will grow fine like
Yeah.
that. They don't need it humider.
Well, they'll grow better if I make it more humid.
Well,
but,
all you need to do is make a plastic,
yeah, I know.
little greenhouse around it.
I could. But then again, if I really want to do that, what I should do is I should take the exhaust off of the
Dehumidifier.
No, the exhaust off of the water heater. Run a small little tube, just like the normal water things there.
Mm-hmm.
Pipe it into here in a enclosed space.
Mm-hmm.
Forget humidity. These things will grow fastest if you double or triple up the carbon, because they suck carbon out of the atmosphere to grow.
So then, if I have campfires in my teepee, that's good for them.
Yes, except that's also very, very dry heat, so keep it somewhat moist and lots of carbon, and yeah, it should be fine. But
I had a terrible year in my teepee. Nothing grew very well.
well, you also have to remember the particulate size. Soot is not going to grow anything.
Right.
Well,
I don't use it. I
Compost.
haven't had a campfire
Yeah.
since I planted it.
But no, what a lot of people do end up doing is, they'll hook it off their hot water heater, because that thing's basically going almost all the time, and you have a good high level of carbon dioxide. However, at that point, you're talking about an enclosed space that is lethal if you put your head into it. So there are reasons not to do things that could improve yield.
So if you have it in your garage and you run the car every now and then and leave it locked in the garage, your plants will grow better.
Probably.
Or do you have to wear your
I'm not
gas
entirely-
mask to get in and out of your
There's
car?
that. There's also the fact that natural gas burner is cleaner than these oil guzzling cars that everyone drives.
So that's like the exhaust on the houses out there,
Yeah.
where you have the little tube that sticks up.
Yep.
If you took that and piped it into your greenhouse.
Yep. One's usually furnace, which usually has quite the airflow through it, so your rate of carbon usually will be lower. And the other is hot water, which usually you'll have higher, because it doesn't have as big of a blower, so it's going to be a higher content. Plus, it runs more frequently. And this stuff doesn't need a huge amount anyways. But the minute you get into that kind of stuff, you have to spend about $1,000 to have the right equipment to control carbon dioxide, which I don't
So
understand.
for $1,000, you could have a thing that will create all you can eat for a family of 4, except for meat. You have your whole vegetable garden,
Yeah, pretty much.
vegetables. Well, Willem, do you want
$1,000
$1,000
in an
worth
internet
of
connection.
and a what?
Internet connection. There's a lot of learning involved.
Right.
Plus, at some points, you kind of take a look at it and say, okay, I'm growing plants, but I'm not entirely sure which all these guys are. I can identify the peppers, and the tomatoes are easy.
And those
For
are
some reason,
cucumbers.
that guy there really looks like a maple tree. I'm hoping it's
Which
not.
one? That one?
I think it's beans, but I don't know. I'm hoping that is lettuce.
Looks like
Looks like
lettuce.
lettuce to me.
Yeah.
And then I have my vines, which are starting to collapse over things.
Cucumbers.
What's going on here? Well, you're a vine. And
You
you're
need a
vine.
little trellis for them.
Yeah, that's what that stuff's going to be.
Oh, I see.
It's like $2. Picked up at Home Depot. I gotta put it up eventually.
But you have to be careful how it goes because you don't want it growing up under the light and blocking the light for everything else.
Yeah.
But you don't want it to go out of the system so that you end up not having it getting anything.
Yeah.
So you have fun there. I guess if you put it along the side, like make an exterior wall of that mesh and
Well, once the
then train
plants
them to
get
grow on.
right now, the plants are all small, so I have to lace together. If I run them the other direction, so they all have a lot more space to grow, then they're.
Oh,
more
you
space to
mean move these white trays?
every second one?
Yeah.
You run the opposite direction, so they'll be over here. So then the plants will have much more space.
I don't understand about how they can run the other direction. You mean you take the tube?
This tube connects in right here,
Okay.
and then so then this guy, and this guy would turn around, connected to this tube, going the other direction.
Oh, I see. Yes. So it's every other one of these white
Yeah.
passageways.
And then if you find that this thing's not big enough to do your job, you can actually get another complete system that just connects to that spout and to this and goes on that way. I think you can daisy chain about 4 of these up together, and those guys are cheaper because you don't have to buy the pump.
How interesting.
Yeah, that's kind of fun. It's an indoor hobby. Gotta do
See
something.
your peppers there.
You have it set up. Are those boxes all part of the system, are they?
Which boxes?
Those trays they're resting on.
This?
Yeah,
That's the reservoir. That is the system.
it is a system.
Yeah.
So how does it? It seems to rest on this here too.
No, well, yeah, but that's just because I put it on there.
Okay.
So it only needs this on this side.
It's got a
and you-
white beam that it's on over there.
Right.
So it doesn't. It's not a part of the process.
No. It's just I'm just trying to get close to the window is all. And then I have reflective white stuff that I'm going to put in between it because right now I'm losing light down between. So this stuff here is designed to fix that problem. When they're alternating, this would end up going between the different ones, and it causes the light to reflect back up, increasing your productivity without having to actually increase any costs.
So did you cut those holes?
Yeah. Just laid it over top and drew the lines and sliced them out.
He's pretty amazing.
I have to redo it for them in this configuration, because all the ones I cut is for the other configuration.
Oh,
Which
I
will be
see.
in soon, but it's not yet.
How interesting. So what is in your little peat pots? Those ones with the seeds in them. It's like a soil blocker sizes.
The seeds I have upstairs. So
No, like those seeds that are in them. What is the
Well,
medium
the
that
one-
they're growing in?
Oh, that's it's called Rapid Rooter. It's something just designed to get seeds started well. There are various companies produce different ones, but I've always found that most of the ones that are produced, they cost from those are almost a month old, and they're getting a little bit of white stuff on them, but for the most part, they're doing fairly well. I'll chuck them out pretty soon, anyways. The ones that are
So will you throw those pots away? Or will you just take the seeds out and put new ones
the
in?
little squares get thrown away.
And
the plastic
so they're
is
not
recycled.
reusable?
The little squares, no. But they're cheap. You can easily buy them. You don't have to use those. You can do it in other ways. I've actually got a bunch of seeds being started upstairs for this thing.
You know, sometimes if you plant seeds in a tray like that, if you cover it with saran wrap, they'll germinate really quickly.
Yeah, I've had these, the domes I have upstairs were on these. Everything you see came in with those trays, and if you notice how many of them are missing, I got a very
okay.
low success rate out of these seeds. Well,
Were they new seeds this year?
no, they were 3 years old.
Oh, that's germination rate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to see if I can germinate more up there. Fill
Get
the rest
new
of the system.
seeds.
Yeah. I'll order more seeds. There's a lot of places on the line that you can order great seeds from, so. I don't know,
Well,
my
this is
coworkers
an
are
amazing system you got here.
crazy.
And what did you call it? Not hydroponics.
That one's hydroponics. This one is an aeroponics system.
Aerialponics.
However, you can control the water levels to do whatever you want to do.
Okay.